Oops, guys, we're live. Okay, good. We're zoomed in nicely. And I'm just getting on here. Just seeing if I can get my notification on. Welcome back. Told you it'd be quick. Just wait for everyone to hop back on. Just tell me if you're on so I know and I can start. So I'd like to get this ready and done for the next class, because that gives me time to get ready for the next one. Hello, Chris. Oh, that's okay, love. You can always go back and watch part one. That's fine. Just got my coffee and toast. Nice. I am just threading my machine. Hopefully you guys can see it quite clearly. Let me know if there's any, like if it's furry, or I know my hand's in the way at the moment, but we've got a furry video. Glitchy. Alright, so I have on my Wonderfeel the Egyptian cotton confetti, and I have on the really dark grey one, and the number is 201, just so you know. And then in the bobbin I have my pre-wounds in there. So my little scissors are handy, not that I'll really need them. But I also have right next to me is my picture, okay? So I know where I'm going to do these little lines and stuff like that. You can also get a pencil and you could just sketch in some of those, just like that, just there, because you know you want them up there, and one for his tongue in there, and I think he had a line in his hat there, and right here as well. Okay, now just a double check with this camera, making sure that I don't have, I'm gonna have my hand in the way for a second. I'm just gonna move it a little bit over here. There we go. And see if I can zoom in a little bit more. And it's only going to be a stop-start issue, but that's all right. Please let me know that you're on so I can know I can start. So I think I'm waiting for Rado, Wanda, and a couple of others. Okay, great. Got some thumbs up. Beautiful. All right, I'm just going to lift my foot up. And the first thing I'm going to do is the face, because I need to get that out of the way first. So I'm going to start with the nose. And I'm going to start just with, yep, I'm here. Love it. Thanks, Lorraine. Can I ask what is the iron you used? Lynn, it is a tiny little birch iron. It's a mini iron from Birch. What's today's? So needle down, needle up. Just get that thread out of the way. If I can get my fingers around it. There we go. And I've started just off onto his mo. And oops, a daisy. Just got to press that. Make sure my tension is right at 6. Which I always forget to do when I start. Great. Now again, just nice and steady around the nose, around there, and come right in there. Nice and steady. Go back again, and you can make it a bit scratchy looking. It doesn't have to be exactly on the same spot that you started. Then come up to where the glasses are. Go up to the glasses and do that round frame. There we again, go around a second time, make it look like it's not meant to be perfect, and meet up with your first line there. Get back to the nose and travel over to his second glasses. And go around and around. Now I've got one hand on the fabric and I've got one set of fingers just holding there. Sorry, just whipped up a few chicken schnitzies for, yeah, no worries. That's okay, that's all right, you'll be able to catch up, and that's the beauty of having these classes online. Now, I'm going to, now I've done the glasses, I'm going to just do the eyes. You noticed I've stopped at the glasses. I go back and forth there a couple of times, then up around the eye, and I'm just inside the edge of the fabric, and I'm going to go back again because I want it to look sketchy. Okay, and the third time, and then I'm going to stop at the black part and just stitch that down, and you only need a couple of stitches, like a couple of rounds there. Go over to that corner of the eye here where the pencil mark is. Then we're going to do one line up here. These are his expression lines, and another one. We might make it another little one here, just so it looks like he's smiling. And then move across, follow the lines you just did before, and stop at the top of his glasses there where the white is for his eye. Isn't it the gem black thread I got from you? Okay, absolutely. Yes, 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 Rado, absolutely, yes. I'm just telling you what I use so that you, you know, if you ever need to know, that's what I've used. Alright, so back and forth along the bottom a couple of times, 3 or 4, doesn't matter. Then up around the eye, just inside, about 1/8 of an inch. And go back and forth 2, 3, 4 times, doesn't matter. Just the consistency, so if you've done 3 on one eye, do it on the other. Then go around the black bit a couple of times, and then stop at, I'm just going to do that one line now. Stop at the corner of his eye, just there, at the back corner. Now we're going to do those expression lines. So one out, and then one up here. I might even give him an extra one. Alright. And that's doing his facial expressions. Now, I could cut off and all that sort of stuff, but I don't have to. I'm going to travel back around to this part of the nose. So I'm just going to go back around the same stitches I've already done, shortest distance to there, down here, and just stop there. I'm on his mo. Okay, so I'm ready to do that. Then what we do is I'm going to go around here. It's a daisy. Come off. It's alright because I'll catch it. And I'm going to go up. Now you can do any colours you want it. If you want to change it and do white in the white and black in the black and red in the red, you can. There's no reason why not. I think I did that in some of his beard, but for this one I thought we would do the black, and it gives it a little bit of character. Even a dark grey. So this is my second run. And we're going to go up there, just follow it around. Like I say, I'm purposely not trying to go on the same line. Sometimes that's hard because that motor skill makes you go on the same line twice. And then we're going to go up, around here, and then I'm going to just follow all the way back down until I get to his mouth. And I'm going to stop there. Okay, I'm going to turn it so I can see it. Then I'm going to do his mouth area, and I've drawn that little pencil line for his tongue. And I'm going to go around the whole thing first, around the edge of that black, back and forwards, like a bit of a half circle there. Then I'll go up around there, stitch inside that black area, then come across the top of the pink, all the way across a couple times, and then do a line in the middle for his tongue. And just stitching that down to 1 inch of its life. Okay, so you just do that little line in the middle and that makes it look like a tongue. Travel back around to the top and then back onto the moustache and go all the way to the top where his face meets up here. Okay, so we're all the way back up here. Need to go one more stitch. There we go. And then we're going to stitch this one in. So let's go up here. Stitch up to the top there, stop, work the way down, and then do that next stitch across here. Stitch that back in, go all the way around again, doesn't matter which way you go. Up, around, trying not to be too perfect, with that sketchy look. And I've gone around twice, and then I'm going to travel down the side of his beard, just like that, and onto the pom-pom. Okay, I can take my pin out now, because I've got my needle in it. Take the pom-pom in the same way you've done the others. Okay. Just go around. Might look a bit scratchy to start with, but you know what? It'll still look good. So, around there. Hold on to your fabric. Do your second run. Purposely making it scratchy, backwards and forwards, and then any little mistakes that you think you've made are all of a sudden hidden in that nice sketchy applique. It's a really cool, funky, easygoing look that it's meant to have. Like you've drawn it, and you know you know how when you draw, and sometimes I do, a lot of the time I do it and I draw lines and they never really make their sketchy. So I've done that, and I'm going to now move on to his beard and come all the way up to here, go back and forth twice or 2 or 3 times, and then I'm going to come all the way back up here and go on his face. Then I'm going to come and do this top bit here. So let's go around once, then we'll come back and go the second time, and then we'll have to go the third time to get back to where we want to be. So I haven't taken the pin out. I'm going to have to do it now because I didn't want it to move. All the way around, up into those little points. This will give him some character. Alright. And don't worry if you come off onto the green, it doesn't matter. Just catch it on the next one. So this is the second run. Up, back, up, back. And we've got one more run to go, and then we've done that part of the beard. Michelle Armstrong, watching you, I'm so going through sewing withdrawals, 7 weeks and no machine, and everything I want to have a go at needs one. Oh, God, that's awful, Michelle. Alright, so let's go back down. And we'll go all the way over to the face, like I said before. And then come back to where the face starts. Now, the lenses look awesome. Yeah, it's just a little bit of organza. This face bit here, he has like a little crease there. So we're just going to add that in as we go. So just go up there and to that little crease, back down, and then go back up, little crease, back and up this face there, and then back down, and back up, and then onto the white of the rim of his hat. So you can see I've done just about all the way around, and I haven't had to cut off once. So let's go the bottom of this rim of his hat, go across there, and I might just go up to that eyebrow, down, across, and go around it a couple of times, twice, 3 times, doesn't matter, and go back up to the rim, the next one, around it a few times, down, across, and through, back to the brim of the hat, and there, now to the top of the hat, the brim of the hat I should say, very brim of the hat, all the way around, just to the first row. Today's went off the line and back down to the point here where we started, and then let's do another row, but we're not going in the eyebrows this time. We're just going to go all the way around, and we're going to do it 3 times just like we did with the beard, purposely going off the lines, making it look nice and scratchy. Oh, ratto, me too, I'm a tad wonky as well. It's okay, because that's why we go around a few times, so that we can come back on the 2nd or 3rd run, even the 4th run, and fix those little few bumpy bits. Excuse me. So go up there, down, up. See, that wind's strong today, and we're going to stop right there at the edge of the red, okay? It's happening though. That's exactly right. So now we're going to come in here, and remember I drew that line? So we're going to come in here, in on the red. Let's go around, and let's do that line. And come back. And go 2nd time, or 3rd time I should say. And stop. And then we're going to go there and come back around the larger part of the hat. And I'm going to come and do that line there, just like that, and then back up. And back down. And stop there. Okay, you can see I've done that line and that line now, and then we're going to come down here and go the inside here, and then we're done. How cool is that? So let's go down here. Let's go up another time. So we want to make it 3, just like the other part of the hat. And then back down. And then we're just going to jump over onto that and then come across. It's called travelling, when you travel along stitches you've already done. Just FYI. And then back down. And then we'll go up one more. And what I'm going to do here is, because I've got a single line here, so I'm just going to travel down the side here. And I'm just going to do a couple of lines on that beard there where I first started, just to match in with everything else. There we go. And stop there. I am Debbie, but I have done, I am Debbie, okay, so what's the question? I've missed it. Okay, so are you all doing this now with Michelle? Some are, Debbie, yeah, but I have done free motion haven't done. Okay, right, well now you've done a bit of free motion. All right, so look at that, look how cool he looks. So easy peasy. Hey? Big red cheeks. You could always put little red dots there if you wanted to. All right, so let me know when you guys are caught up to the next bit. I'm going to swap over my foot while you guys are trying to catch up a little. A screwdriver and awesome Gidget. Paint to use. Yes, you do, Gidget. Oh my God, you're going to be so overwhelmed with what you can do. Your brain's going to go into overdrive, Gidget. Your arty party, your brain's going to freak out. All right, so I'll just get that on. And there's my foot. Change my settings. Put my needle in the middle. Okay, have a slurp of coffee while I'm waiting. Don't wait too long. You guys can always replay and pause. But I do want you to see what we're doing. So I'm just going to move the machine back. So you've got it. Oops, guys. I just pressed button. Oh, it's all right. It's only a lock. Just move this back and get some rubbish off the bench. And autocorrect. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, you should have some sort of visual here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, you've got that, have you? I'll just zoom out, guys. Just zooming out so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Unlock that. That's all good. You should have seen me changing the foot over. If you had the camera, you'd be rolling on the floor. It's all good. Alrighty, got sticky tape stuck to. I've got paint on the table. It's old paint, so it's dry, but I'll probably need to give it a good sand one day. So once you've got that done, I mean, if you wanted to, you could do beard lines in there. I mean, you could put more in his beard. I did it on the other one, but it doesn't have to. This is just to get you going and show you how easy. I even tried to do it again. Okay. So bright. Yeah, it is bright and cheerful, isn't it, Debbie? Yeah. Well, that's the idea of Christmas, isn't it? So these are my two inserts for the book. So they need to go face down there and face down here. But before we do that, we need to actually do the edges. So let's get the edge, get a couple of pins. Oops, I've got a whole heap of pins underneath the thing. Get off. Get off. Alright. So we're going to just fold that down. You can do a double fold if you want, or you can just fold it once. I'm just going to fold it once, because the more you fold it, the less space, like the less width you have. So I'm just going to fold it down once. Now I'm going to pin on this side, because that's the side I'm going to sew on. So I'm giving it just a rough 1/2 inch turn. You could do a bit more if you wanted to, or less. Alright, that's one, and then the other. There's no right and wrong side until you attach it. And then it becomes a right, like a left and a right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So just 3 pins in just to hang on to him. The sheep are carrying on. I can hear him bleating out there. And that one there. Okay. And my pin cushion is overloaded. So moving that aside, bringing my machine back, I am going to show you that I'm going to stitch, and because I've got black in the bobbin, it's all good. I can just start straight away. I'm going to do a double line, so foot down and needle down, and I'm going to change my stitch length to 4 because I want this as a top stitch. All right, so forward and back a bit, and just stitch down somewhere closer to the inside of that. Next one, holding it down with your fingers, just letting it feed through, keeping the foot distance apart, and I've got my needle in the center. So it's, you know, it's a big 1/4 inch, you know, it's more like 3/8, 5/8 inch. So come down there and do 1 stitch, cut off, come back up, and down, and we're going to go on the inside of that and make it a double stitch. That just gives it a bit of strength. Don't worry about that, it's not going to get caught. It's just been a booger. Alright, so that gives us a double one. Now I'm going to do some chain piecing by feeding that under there. Just let it grab it and pulling that over because it's a bit stiff with the interfacing, but it'll help keep the book in. Alright. You know, and if they're not equal, don't stress, don't unpick and all that. Just deal with it. Just move on and do another. Next time you do it, you'll change that. All right, trim that off. I'm going to do the second line. This one closer in. There we go. And it's a big stitch designed to just be more decorative, but to hold that flap down a little bit. It's a little bit crooked, but you know, it's on the inside, no big deal. Now if you wanted to decorate the inside of this by putting anyone's name on it or anything like that, or you know, to and from, then this is when you need to do it. So you'd need to come in and sign it or whatever you're going to do. Alright, now moving this out again, give myself some room, get my book. Now this side here needs to be on the inside, so that will creates the left or righty now. So let's chop off your hairy bits. All right, I need a few pins, and we're just going to pin to this one, just along there. Going to go 1, 2, 3, lining up top and bottom, and one in the center, then across here, and I'm just going to trim off those little ones there. They'll irritate me as I go. So we're going to pin both at once. There is a method in my madness, and I'm actually pinning the corner just like that because I don't want to lose that corner. And you need to pin there, okay, and then do it down this side and that side there. This thread is way thinner than what I'm used to. Oh yeah, it would be, love. Yeah, I think it's probably, it'd have to be 50 or 60 weight, maybe. Might be a 60 weight, depending. It's a gem, it's probably 50 weight. Alright, so do one side, then turn it around and do the other. So we're going to do this all, and this is basically your last step, guys. And then it's pressing. So I'll be grabbing the iron out in a minute. We've got this, oh, I've got one more step after this. Hang on, my dog's at the door. It's cold out there, baby girl. Now hop in your bed. Hop in your bed. Good girl. Alright, and we're going to go here, the corner. I'm going to line that up. And that side. And there. Make sure that corner is marked there. Okay, and then we're going to go all the way around, and I mean all the way around, but we want to do it a 1/4 inch. Okay, so you're going to say start on here or here, go out or in and then out and then back again, so double back on itself all the way around and then all the way back around to where you started and then knot off. Okay, so now I'm going to make the stitch normal again because I don't want it to be too small, too big and come undone. So we'll bring this back into thing. If your machine won't play nice, you could always use a walking foot. So I'm just going to move my needle over so I can get my 1/4 inch. And about, it'll be about there, there we go. I'm going to put down, needle down, and go there. Come on, baby girl. And we're going to go forward and back. Is that catching? Doesn't look like it is. Middle up. Are you not catching, baby? Why not? What for? Yeah, everything's normal. Is that normal? Yep. Let's try again. Might leave that thread under there. There we go. And when you get to this, you really need to make sure that that is not moving. Okay, that needs to stay exactly where it should be. And I tend to, with these, because they're quite bulky, I will go backwards and forwards once, just to a bit extra security, because that's, if it's going to come undone, that's the spot where it's going to come undone. That's because I didn't straighten that up properly. And come up to the corner, and you want your 1/4 inch from your corner, and stop, turn your foot, and then down, try not to run over your pins. How's everyone going? All right? You might be a little bit behind, but you can always catch up. And the beauty is you can play this over and over again. It'll go up on YouTube so that you guys can come back and forward as many times as you like. And that there. So I'm just letting you know that I am actually going to be trimming this, just because I don't want too much excess. And take that out. Did you notice I left it until I was right on top of it? And then just come along here. I'm going to stay where I am. It's a little bit further in than the others than what it should be, but I'll trim that off. That's all right, Rado. Backwards and forwards there. And pause. Do you need me to stop and wait for you to catch up, love? So go up to this corner and we want to stop a 1/4 inch from the edge of the fabric. And because I've got my needle in a 45-degree angle there, I know I need to stop right on that needle. Then I can turn my foot and you can see that's where it is. That needs trimming off that fabric, but that's where it is right there. So that's perfect. So did you want me to stop for a minute to let you catch up, guys? How you going? Anyone else need me to stop for a minute? So I had the pin on a 45-degree angle, and then I knew that I had to get my needle up to where that pin was. So that gave me my 45-degree without having to do any measuring. That's a little tip for you. Oh, I'll catch up. I'm happy for you to keep going. Okay, cool. Anyone else need me to stop? Complete following the video? Okay, yep. All right, Lorraine. Alright, so backward and forwards over this stocky, heavy part to give it some more stability. And then we're going to meet up with this baby over here. Hopefully. We're going to go back and forwards again. And backwards and forwards. And stop. Just going to cut off in a second. Cut off. Okay, now that's what you should have before the next step. So I'll move this baby out of the way and pop that down, and I'll get my iron, giving you a bit of time to catch up a little if you need to. And I'm also going to grab my fabric scissors. I'll just throw the iron through there. On that side because I'm a right-hander. Just pop it right there. And I'll get my fabric scissors. Just normal scissors won't go through this, it's way too thick. Okay, so next step before we do anything else, we've got one more step after this part and then we're done. We're going to trim off those corners, trim off your little triangles, okay? So turn it around, trim off those corners. Be careful not to cut your thread. And then I just want you to trim these edges a little bit. Okay. So you're taking all that excess off. So like I said, just get your scissors, move it up to the end of your scissor and then run along, but don't snip. You don't have to do that snip thing at the present time because we do that at the end of the row like that, okay? So while you're still feeding it through your scissors, if you haven't finished off that row of cutting, you don't snip your scissors right off. Alright, that's how scissors best work. And I need to just trim this bit here. Now, I might just catch him. There we go. Just a little bit thicker there than it needs to be. Alright, now if you want you can overlock it, but I personally don't think it needs it because it's not like you're going to put it through the washing machine. If you were going to be someone who washes it, you might want to overlock at this point. But next point is to turn it out. So get your finger in there, right into that corner, and push out. And then do the other corner, push out. Other corner, push out, just like that. All four, just that. And turn. Grab those points and just give it a bit of a tug. We've done all four of them. Alright. And it'll look something like that. Now you get your ironing mat. Okay. All the fluffy bits off. He's got a booger on his nose. Alright. And something on his hat. Now this is the part where you start pressing. And we're just going to press it so you can see the green. And if you want to get those out a little bit, you've got a purple thing, or you can use the end of your scissors. Just be careful not to go all the way through. You really want a bit more point than that. There we go. That's a bit better. So before that one's all right, and that one needs a little bit of a push. It's pretty good. Just popped in for a quick look. That's fine, Judy. More than welcome. Okay, so let's turn that down, keeping that like that. Now if you notice I didn't iron anything on the inside, we didn't need to. Dry iron again, and let's just press that. Okay, and just press along there. Along there. You probably find that heavy bit might not press too well, but that's okay. Then do the other side. We won't do that center bit yet. Just make sure that little bit of green is seen. The green is seen. Press along there. Why no steam iron? Because we've got the glue. And you've got your fingers so close to it, you don't really need it. A dry iron would be fine. I mean, if you really want to, you can use a steam iron. But I find that with this stuff, steam irons can really play up on them. My bad. Oh, I'm so glad, Gidget. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, it's really easy to do. Then once you've done these end bits, these two end bits, then you just turn it over here. Now, can anyone guess what the last step will be? And what I do is I just pin that down, just like that. Go this side, turn it under. Get rid of your hairy bits. You don't want hairy bits there, that'll annoy you later. Okay, and that there. Now if you're really fussy, you could turn that under again. Personally, I just find it's unnecessary angst. I stitch that bit with zigzag. Yeah, you can, absolutely, Gidget, yeah. And we're going to stitch all the way around with a top stitch, okay? So we'll get the machine. I will undo this in here. I don't want to burn myself. Come on, little baby. Oh, be nice to mummy. There we go. We'll just pop that there for now. I could need it again. And iron that over there. Bring this back. Now, because that's on the wrong side, I actually what I've got the bobbin fill in there, which is really quite thin, but I've got the thicker thread on the top. So what I need to do is just turn that over and put a pin here from this side. Because I've pressed it, it'll be easy to do. And then there, like that. Then go this way. Put one there and one there. And I'm going to top stitch across here. Now when I say top stitch, I mean like a number 4 width. So you just make a bigger stitch, and you can use a metallic thread or something else. I'm going to do just with the black today. The other day I did it with like a metallic green. So you can see there. So it's got like a shiny green, but again, you don't have to. It's all entirely up to you. I might start here. I'm not going to start in that corner. Actually, I might start over right here in between. And needle down. Get that pin out of there. And just pull that nice and tight. Forward and backs. Alright, just get yourself going. You could do a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch. Either way is fine. Now, sometimes this is where you might find a walking foot plays nicer. Other machines will work fine without a walking foot. And one more stitch and turn it. So you see there. And we're going to go down there. Or you can use a tone on tone, you know, something that matches. You can do a double stitch if you want to. Whatever you like. Really, there's no right and wrong. It ends up being your project in the end, isn't it? So let's just get to there. So this just holds down that bit there, and holds down the edges of this, so it's not too should be close to the edge, not too like baggy. We don't want it baggy. We still want to keep it a little bit tighter than that. Keeps it sort of pressed looking. So that was a bit close there. I'm going to come out a little bit. Turn. And looking good, thanks Judy. Whoops, today's maybe look sideways. I'll just take that out. I don't have me unpicker here. I'll just get back to there. There we go. That was my fault. I looked sideways. That was silly on me, wasn't it? Come on, where's a pin? What one? Gee, it's bloody cold up here. It must be freezing. It's freezing here. It's really quite cold today. I reckon it's like iceberg type weather. If it wasn't this time of the year, I'd be saying it looks like it's going to snow, but I don't think it is. We're almost there. I'll fix that in a second. Just get back to here. Nail down. Blind man, I'd love to see it. Turn it, and we're going to come down here. Fingers crossed, it does what it's supposed to do. Rain here too, rather drizzling, yeah, okay. Yep, cranky weather. Oh, I missed that one. So see what's happened? It's pushed itself up. So that is my bad. There, you can see it's pushed itself up a bit here. So nothing I can really do about that unless I try and stitch it in, but I'll probably make a bloody mess if I do that, won't I? Let's give it a go and try and make a mess out of it. Okay, I'm just going to trim off those little bits of fluff and stuff. And all these things, all got to go, but not there. Like I say, a blind man would love to see it, so just trim them off, any excesses and stuff like that. Anything that you don't want there, that one there, and where'd that little corner piece go that I boogered up? There it is. And that's there. Awesome. Coffee, definitely. It is a finished project. So, all in all, after you've done it once or twice, you'll find that you'll be able to whip these up in no time. They're a great little gift. You make them any size. You can make half size, quarter of that, any size you like. It is all up to you. So you would always measure what you're going to make. Say it's this, and then, you know, add an inch, top and bottom. So you got half an inch. So it gives you an inch all the way around, gives you plenty of room for it to fold and all that sort of stuff. And that is your booklet cover. All right. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you at 2 o'clock, and we're going to do an Asta and Ann kit. And I will see you then, and we will have some fun with that. Bye.